Hello, my name's Mike Dickens, and I've just come to record a short video for you to try to let you know what politics involves and whether or not you'd like to study A-level politics at Abbey College. So hopefully through this PowerPoint, I'll talk about why you might choose the subject and what it involves and how it's examined. So to begin with, I think why would you study it? Well, ultimately, I think if you care what happens to yourself, your family, your friends, and you have opinions about the world around you, the country, how it's run, and the things that are happening, then politics could be a subject for you. And certainly if you believe that things can get better, I think one thing you should know, and probably already know, is that politics governs everything we do. It really does. It encroaches on our life at every junction, and this current situation, the COVID crisis, demonstrates that more than anything else, I think. So why would I study politics? I'm interested in it, and I think that has to be a key reason why you take any A-level subject. If it interests you, then that interest will carry you through. So what we study in Abbey College for politics, we look at UK politics in the lower sixth because we do the AS level exams there. And UK politics is all about Parliament, it's all about the Prime Minister, it's all about the Supreme Court, our elections, how our elections run, our political parties and devolution, the European Union. It's very varied and basically covers all aspects of political life, both government and politics. So one that's quite relevant, and there's a lot of debatable material in there. Politics is very much on our minds at the moment. You'd think that we'd had elections every 5 years with our system, but in fact in the last 6 years we've had 3, and referendums to boot. It's certainly been in the news, and the nation, I think, is more politically educated than ever before. So at the A-level upper sixth level, we look at the US system, US politics and US government. We compare it, basically. It's a big comparative exercise looking at the US Constitution, Congress, presidency and Supreme Court compared to our own, and also looking at the US elections. As I speak, we've just had one, a big and momentous event, I think, in many ways. And we look at political parties there, pressure groups there, and rights in general, which is very much on people's minds across the world. We also study political ideologies. We look at what's liberalism and what it is to be liberal, what is socialism and how does that play out in today's politics, what is conservatism, and ultimately we do a non-core ideology, and that is nationalism. Nationalism is very much topical, noting in particular the rise and dominance of the SNP in Scotland and the future of the United Kingdom. Only today, Boris Johnson mentioned that devolution has been a disaster and a mistake on the side of Tony Blair's. So it's all very topical. How do we teach it? Well, a variety of different ways, as you would probably expect. We do try to avoid just standing up and telling people things. Our students are very much engaged in the work we do. It's very much discussion based. We have debates, both formal and informal. We use a lot of online resources and online materials and online learning tools. We have mock elections. We've certainly had a fair few of those recently. And we've got some nice platforms, in particular pre-tube politics, which we pay for and give to the students, and certainly that delivers a real depth of understanding and breadth as well. So yeah, a whole variety. I'll try and move my face now across back onto the text. Here you've got Gavin Williamson, who obviously was in the spotlight this last summer 2020, given the exams so-called fiasco, people might argue. Certainly what we do find is that lots of people are studying A-level politics. It's very popular, and the number of both studying A-level and going and taking it to university have increased. So why else would I study it? I do think it's a manageable A-level. It's a different A-level. Lots of people don't study it at GCSE. In fact, I think you'd be pushed to find a GCSE in politics, and so it is different, and people like to choose something different, be it psychology or business or economics, and politics is one of those. Essentially, exam-wise, there are two exams, two written exams at AS level. Each is an hour and 45 minutes long, and there are a few slides later on which you can probably go back to just to see the format of the questions. There are 10-mark questions and just the one longer 30-mark question. And at A level, we have 3 papers, effectively again looking at UK politics, but also looking at the ideologies, and then looking at the US. And we do that in paper 3, so that's where the US comparison comes into it. And that's the format. I won't take you through those now. You can go back to those slides, but it just shows you exactly what you've got here. You've got your front page, your 10-mark questions and 30-mark questions, and these are essentially the A-level papers that are on display there. So those are for year 13. Why else would I study it? Well, I think, you know, in this day and age, we have to accept that there are requirements to get a job out there. Let's face it, and it's a challenging and competitive market. And I don't think you should for one moment consider that politics is going to put you at a disadvantage, because the kind of careers open to politics A-level students and politics undergraduates are many and varied. There are just some of them there. I think it's a hugely respected A-level and degree. It's not just for MPs. Certainly, I hope you'll see that it's for a whole broad range of employment. To support that, and this is something that they researched into the Politics Association, something I also mentioned on my history presentation, it is suggested that actually those graduates who are doing science, technology and maths do no better in terms of employment than those doing arts, humanities and social sciences. Same proportion of people studying them get employment, and finance-wise, both are, in terms of career average, as lucrative as each other. So I think my message really is, please don't not choose politics if you're interested in it. Don't not choose it because you think that it's not going to open doors for you, because I think it does. So finally, really, here are some characters. You may have seen them, you may know who they are. Obviously, Trump is beginning to move on as I speak. We'll see what his challengers do in the court. He hasn't yet conceded. You've got Michael Gove there, a political survivor. You have the Prime Minister there, and finally a voice from the past, but who's always reinventing his party, Nigel Farage. And I suppose what I would say is that if you study politics, then you're not surrendering your life to others to make the decision for you. Get yourself a political education, get yourself an interesting A-level, and take it further for meaningful employment. It's a great course. The students seem to really love it. And if you have got any further questions, you know, come and speak to us. Myself, Mrs. Horton and Mrs. Neal at Abbey, we all teach politics, and we're all very happy to talk to you. I hope once COVID restrictions are aside, you're able to pop in and talk to us at any stage. So thank you for listening to this presentation, and I look forward to meeting you in the near future.